Hey everybody, Gabe Suarez here from Suarez Tactics. I'm on a little road trip to southern Arizona to do some fun stuff, and I thought I'd do a couple of short videos on the way. I will be publishing greater content. In other words, I'm going to lay out some concepts here, but I'll illustrate them a little further on my Patreon page. Patreon.com/Suarez Tactics. Okay, so the first topic is, I published earlier on Facebook and Instagram that I got a Holosun EPS, and I've been kind of messing around with it the last week, and I gotta say, I like it. Now, I want to address some points. All right, first is this fabricated closed emitter versus open emitter optic. And I say fabricated because, as my late dear mentor Jeff Cooper once said, I think it's a solution in search of a problem. Okay, now I have been running optics on pistols, carrying them in my belt, open carry, concealed carry, in the city, in the rural environments here in Arizona, in the snow, in the rain, in the dust, in the heat, in every imaginable circumstances. I even fell into a creek once, but I don't want to talk about that too much. Not my finest hour. And you know what? I never had an issue with an open emitter optic doing any of the things that these people that are trying to sell the closed emitters are saying that'll happen. I remember even one class that I taught in Colorado some years ago, and it rained every single day. All right, and I had some Canadian law enforcement guys there. They were all using borrowed pistols and everything else. And I remember during one drill, one of the law enforcement guys said, "Hey, you know what? This RMR, issue in the rain is a bunch of horse shit," because he'd been shooting this for 2 days in the rain and doing very well, and nothing ever happened. Okay, the truth is that the rain on our shooting glasses was more of a concern than the rain on the emitter or the lenses or any part of the dot. Now, when he asked that question, what I did was I took my pistol out of my holster and I dropped it into a puddle at my feet. The entire pistol submerged. And then I went on explaining how you use these things in the rain and all this kind of stuff. I don't know that anybody heard me because they were so focused on this, $1,500 pistol with an optic and everything, in this puddle of water. But when I was done talking, I had everybody put their ears on. I picked up the pistol, shook the rain out of the bore, and proceeded to hit targets at 50 yards with it, steel targets. So there was immediate, verification of the hits and so on. And I went on to explain again that this issue of the optics getting wet is a non-issue and not to worry about it, and so on and so forth. Anyway, moving on. All right, closed emitter versus open emitter. I think it's a non-issue based on my lengthy experience and innovation in the red dot optics world for carry for everyday use. All right, now. Do you lose anything by going to the closed emitter optics? It depends on which one you use. All right. Now, what I like about the Holosun's EPS is that when you look at it, it mimics the outline of their existing optics line. It mimics the lines of the Trijicon RMR and so on, with the lens up toward the ejection port, and tapering down so the area of the rear sight is free of any additional mass. Now, here is why that's important. When you carry this pistol concealed under your clothes in the real world, where you're supposed to kind of keep the fact that you're armed, out of the public discussion, what happens is that the ass end of that aim point acro or the Steiner or whatever else you're putting on there, or even the Holosun 509, which is it mimics the acro in a way. All right, what happens is that the rearmost upper corner prints through your clothing. It does. All right? Unless you're built like Hathor the Mountain from Game of Thrones, all right, you can actually carry a TAC-14 inside your appendix carry. The rest of us normal human beings are going to have issues concealing that. The issue is a lot of the buyers of these closed emitter optics, they never carry these things. They put them in a ceremonial holster. They go and play a round of gun golf. And then when they're done, they take it out, they put it in a gun case, and they slip that 5-shot revolver in their pocket, and off they go into the real world. They never carry these things, all right? We do. I have every single day. In fact, as I'm driving right now, I have a CZ P01 with a 507K milled into it, all right? And I'm concealed. I'm probably going to go into some non-permissive environments where, people don't need to know that I'm armed and so on. So I don't want the blaster to print and give my my preparedness away. All right, so that's the issue with the open and closed emitters. If you're going to get a closed emitter, my opinion is that the EPS and the EPS carry, which I haven't had a chance to mess around with yet, are the best of the breed because of the profile that Holosun has assembled them with. Okay, now when I do the video showing the weapon itself on my Patreon page, you'll see exactly what I mean. Now, the cool things about this, the window is bigger than the 507K. It's about the same size as an RMR, give or take, but the footprint is that of the 507K. So if you have a weapon that's milled for a 507K, you can take the 507K off, slap this thing on there, tighten it down, and you are good to go, which is exactly what I did with one of my SP01s. Now it overhangs a little bit. So if your aesthetics are, one of the most important things to you, then, perhaps you want to wait and get an EPS carry, which I am advised is supposed to be the same outer dimensions side to side as the 507K. But anyway, the EPS that I put on there is very nice, very bright, very clean. Holosun is really cleaning up the quality of their glass. I am really super impressed. Now, the EPS is supposed to be a drop-in fit to a cut for a 507K. On mine, which, it's a precision cut with the locating bosses and the whole 9 yards. It's a snug fit with the 507K. With the EPS, it's an even snugger fit. I had to rest it on a towel and kind of, caveman bang it into place a little bit. But it went into place. It's a very, very tight fit. There's no way that thing is ever going to be dislodged. And I just, again, the value of co-witnessing, what I did is I just aligned the dot to where my sights were. I took it out to our training range, and immediately I was hitting steels at 50 yards, 5 rounds. That's all I had time for. I had, I got a lot of work, business, and, CEO stuff that's going on these days. I haven't had a lot of time to shoot. I'm hoping to clear up some time in my calendar next week and do a video for you guys on this. But anyway, look, my impression of the EPS right now, the EPS and the EPS carry, which is supposed to be a little brother version of it, I think they're winners. I don't think that there's any loss to using this in lieu of other options. But, wait till I get the video out, do your research, and then, determine for yourself. All right, that is it. I am on the road. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.